What's going on, everyone? My name is Chris Chan, I'm the CEO of ActiveAge, and today we're going to talk about your occupancy. So when you're opening up your very own adult daycare center, what is the number, I guess, of people that you can have in your location? So the number of members, the number of participants attending, the number of staff, what is your total occupancy allowed in your new space? How do you calculate it, right? Because you might go on the state's website and it may say that you're allowed to have, that you can have as many people in that space as long as every one person has at least 45 square feet. So that means, say you had, I don't know, 3,000 square feet. Let's do the math. 3,000 square feet divided by 45 is 66 people. You could have 66 people in that 3,000 square foot space. But the county may not allow that. They may limit it even further depending on some other factors. So let's get into it. But first, do me a favor. Will you just hit the like button? Come on, just real fast. Just hit a like, okay? And once you get done hitting like, if you go over here on the screen, there's a little notification bell, click that. And then if you're feeling ultra generous, just go down and just write a little comment, hey, you enjoy this video, you enjoy our channel, you appreciate all the hard work that Dre puts into this and all the stuff that we're doing, right? All right, thanks. Appreciate it. Did you do it yet? All right, perfect. Guys, you guys listen so well. Well, it's like half of them didn't even do it, probably like 80%. Y'all just watching, not even showing any love, just over here by myself. Anyways, all right, guys, so back to the example we were saying. So you had a 3,000 square foot space. You divide that by 45 square feet. Now you can have 66 people in that space, right? No, maybe not. Here's the thing, okay? Because a lot of it is going to depend on some other factors, such as the type of business and the zoning and the use, okay? Is it zoned for an adult daycare? Do they even have adult daycare in the verbiage in your area? Some places may not, because it's not even considered to be its own thing. It might be part of an assembly building, okay? If it is an assembly building, and if that's a properly zoned for that area, okay, what is the assembly buildings, what's the building code as far as number of square feet, okay? Because you could have an assembly space, it could be a call center or an office space versus a banquet hall, and all those things might have different square footage requirements, anywhere between, let's say, one person for every 15 square feet and up, okay? So, just understanding that this right here might actually produce a different answer, okay? And you're gonna have to actually comply with all of these things. And there's a magic number when you can find out what's the right formula that fits the needs of all of these, okay? So you have the licensing, which is gonna be important because you're gonna be licensed in an adult daycare center, and you're gonna have to have this requirement met. Then you're gonna have to be properly zoned and have the proper usage. You're gonna have to have that requirement met. And then you're gonna have to have fire safety, and fire safety may limit the number of people that can go in that space on some factors such as, is there a sprinkler system? Or maybe over X number of people, you have to have a sprinkler system. Or are there a certain number of exits that people can get out and they can exit the building if there were to be a fire? And this might also limit your maximum occupancy, okay? Now, another important thing to consider is your plumbing fixtures. A lot of times people haven't even thought of this particular subject or haven't even looked through the code in depth on this particular one. And especially when you're in the architectural kind of planning stage, having an idea of how many bathrooms you're gonna need is important, okay? So you're gonna need to understand how many bathrooms, how many, do you need to have men and women bathrooms? Does a unisex bathroom count? The other thing you're gonna have to think about is septic, because you might say, all right, we need 8 bathrooms, because that's what that's what the laws say. That's what our requirements are. We need 8 bathrooms, for our 66 people. That seems excessive. Well, it is what it is, because it's written in the law. It's for 1 bathroom for this number of people, right? But the reality is you may not have a septic system that can handle the load of 8 bathrooms. And so you might have to, find out, are you on septic? Are you on city? Are you on county? Or what type of water are you on? Because your septic may only be able to handle the occupancy load of, say, 40 people, and may only be able to handle 4 toilets. So you might have to get Do I get a bigger septic? Do I reduce the number of people that I'm gonna allow into my space that I'm gonna get licensed for? So there's all of these factors that you have to take into consideration to come up with that perfect number. So you might start out here and say, okay, the most we can have is 66. Over here, they're saying, okay, well, maybe we can have 200 under the zoning and use. All right, well, that's good. So we check that box off, because if the most I can have is 66, well, then at least I met this requirement. Then you might go here to fire safety, and fire safety says, nope, you can only have 50 people, or you have to have another exit. If you add another exit, now you can have, like, say 75 people. And you're, all right, do I consider adding the exit, or do we just reduce the number of people we have by 5, right? And then you go here to plumbing and fixtures and septic and bathrooms, and you're like, okay, well, do I increase the number of bathrooms? Do I decrease the number of bathrooms? Do I increase the capacity of my septic tank, or add another one, or maybe I'm on water or city and it doesn't matter. So long story short, these 4 different factors are all going to come into play when you're thinking about your occupancy and the maximum occupancy you can have for your adult daycare center. So just take these things into consideration. This way you have an idea and you're not going to be blindsided where you found the perfect space. You're so excited. You walk in, you're like, yes, this is the perfect size. This is exactly what I need. But then you hadn't taken into account some of these other things. And maybe one of these things limits your ability to have the number of people that you need to make the business itself work. And you're all excited, but you come to find out that you actually can only have 30 people in there, and then maybe that business model doesn't work because you really need to have and be licensed for 70, 80, or 90 people. So I hope this was helpful, guys. I hope this kind of at least shed some light on some problems that you may face. And the reality is if you learn about it here, it's gonna make it a lot easier when you're going through this process yourself. And this is also, another perfect reason why you should go to adcpro.com, join our monthly webinars, get plugged into our Facebook group, and just go look at all the different content on this channel, because we're always putting out good quality educational content on how to open, operate, and successfully manage your adult daycare center. So thank you guys so much for joining me. If you'd like to learn more about the franchise, you can find it out there as well. We'll see you guys on the next one. I got to get back to work. So should you. Let's go. Hey guys, thank you so much for joining me. If you'd like to learn how to open your own adult daycare center, go to adcpro.com. If you'd like the latest business tips, click here, and make sure you subscribe to our channel, click here. We'll see you guys next time.